What is that? This is the beginning of a typical Thursday for Matt. We got a car full of Skylanders and stuff back there. I don't know how well you can actually see it. We're on our way to the office to meet up with SCL Jillian and get all this stuff shipped out. And then I'm headed out on the road again. It's a little shorter trip, just a couple of days, not a full week or anything like I often do. We're gonna have some fun. The main purpose of this trip is to meet up with someone who is driving out from New York to adopt a cat. I am meeting them in Michigan. This box contains their entire Skylanders collection. That is what you'll see later. So after a Thursday morning / early afternoon at the office, taking care of all the whatnot stuff, I'm on the road again. And this is happening more and more frequently. But I'm down in Illinois right now, checking out a place that was recommended by another community member. Someone, I think one of the sellers at this antique mall posted on Facebook, maybe even in a Skylanders group or something like that. They posted a picture of a giant case of Skylanders. So we're gonna go see if we can find them and see what kind of prices they have and see if the selection is still as good as the picture or if a lot of stuff is sold. We'll find out. So definitely have a selection. Traps at $8 a piece. Not too shabby, I guess. That's within the realm. I can already see some that have been colored on, so that's questionable. Portals seem to be about my pricing as well. $20 for the Traptanium. 10, 15 for Superchargers. Wow, okay, maybe a little bit high on those. Everything else go up to uncommon. 10 plus, rare, 30 plus. We see Chaos at, what is that, 32? Enigma at 40. Owl Trap at 50. Yeah, so pretty much market pricing, it looks like. Some questionable condition on some of these. Have some paint on and stuff, or Wallop missing his hammer. I'm sure they haven't marked down for that. Like I said, definitely a solid selection of stuff. Might be worth stopping by if you're in the area. Just watch out for the hours. They close at 7. That's why I wasn't able to make it the past couple times I've been in the area. But we'll take a closer look here and see if there's anything we can bring home today. Also, what is that? Some kind of custom Thunderbolt? That's special. Found another case just down the aisle with great selection as well. And these prices much easier to see. top facing on the price tags there. But unfortunately, these prices seem a little bit higher. So while the selection is good, there's even more down here. I'm not sure I'll be able to pick anything up here. I might be able to find one or two things yet. I'll take a closer look. But the point being, there are plenty of Skylanders at this antique mall. So yes, absolutely, if you're in the area, stop by. But these showcases up front seem to be the place to find them. I took a quick spin through the rest of the store and didn't see a whole lot, but yeah, definitely check out these showcases up front. So I walked out of there with much more than I originally anticipated when I first saw the selection prices and such, but did find some good deals. And I mean, most of the figures in there, even though they were higher than I can pay, would be good for any collector. Highly, highly recommend this place. There were basically 3 different showcases that I found in there. One just had a few down at the bottom. That's the only one I didn't buy from. Just a small selection, and the prices, like I said, were a bit too high. They're like $5 to $10 a piece. The other 2, much, much better selection. Even the one with the higher prices, I was still able to buy a few pieces. I think I got most of the legendaries from them. And then from Clark, I found out that this was the one that actually posted on Facebook. He happened to be in the store at the time, and I saw him when I was walking by. He said something about, hey, you're buying a bunch of those. That's kind of cool. Thanks. And like, then when I was up at the register, he happened to walk by again and saw me, and it's like, hey, he's buying a bunch of my stuff. Give him a discount. and so like they just randomly applied like a 5% discount to the items from his booth, or from his showcase up front there. Apparently, Clark is well known within the store. He not only has that showcase there, but has a bunch of stuff in the back of the store, which I didn't quite get to. Took a quick swing around the rest of the store and didn't see much else. That's the more antique stuff. There was some collectible stuff mixed in here and there, but I felt my time was better spent up front with the showcases, so I stayed up there. Ultimately, I like this place. It's in northern Illinois, Algonquin, Illinois, so I will probably be stopping by here fairly frequently. I can't say every trip that I take necessarily, because it is a little bit out of the way, but I can make it on my way, especially knowing that there are multiple vendors here with a good selection and okay prices on figures. So if you're in the area, if you're passing through, highly recommend, come check them out. I will be back from time to time to check them out as well and see, I mean, how often that selection changes too. Back to Naperville, Illinois. I was literally here exactly 2 weeks ago. I'm not necessarily expecting a lot, but maybe this will also prove a point of, with resale stores like this, you never know when they're going to get new stuff in. Like, they could have gotten a huge collection the day after I came. And I mean, they could get a huge collection tomorrow. You never know. But 2 weeks, relatively short amount of time. Some people, might not hit up a store every week. They might come once a month or something like that, even if they're local. But let's check it out and see what it's like. All right, pretty similar selection, except for this guy. I don't think he was here last time. Might have to pick him up even if he's, because the prices here are always good. That might be the only thing we can get though. So definitely not my typical stop. This might be the first time, at least at a disc replay, I think, that I've only ever picked up one figure. That's all I had. I tried to go through the games and see if I could get enough for their, buy 5, get the 6th free deal that they always have going on. I just couldn't find enough stuff today. So I settled for the one figure because, like I said, their figures are always very fairly priced at this store. Flat rate $1.99. I know a lot of these locations price by game, which would have been even better because then usually Spyro's Adventure stuff is 99 cents when they do that. $2 for a Darklight Crypt. I can't let that sit there. We will find a new home for it in the shop, through the shop. Back here for day 2 on the road. Had to stop at the bank this morning to pick up some cash to make this deal that I'm completing later tonight. The deal is going through tonight, so I actually have some time during the day. So on my way out to the meetup, which is still a few hours away, we're gonna hit up a few game stores. Mostly like Disc Replay, Disc Traders type of stores. I've been to most of them before. I don't know if I've been to all of them, but we'll see. Either case, it's even if I have been to them in the past, it's been a long time. So we'll check them out and see what we can find today. Man, I've been seeing these games marked up more and more recently. And it just makes me wonder, like, are they actually selling at those prices? Or why are they going up? Do I need to raise my prices? Well, figure selection there, a bit lacking. I mean, outside of that one Wildstorm. It was listed at my price though, so of course I can't pick that up. But games, on the other hand, not bad. There were a few for pretty much every console except PS4, which doesn't surprise me. So I did pick up a small stack of games here. We got Swap Force for the 3DS, Swap Force for the Xbox One, and then 2 copies of Superchargers for the Wii U. A few games to add to the pile, and we'll move on to the next store. Just arrived at another Disc Traders location, and I thought I hadn't been here, but as I got closer and closer, things started looking more and more familiar. So maybe I have been here before. That store gave us disappointment, a little bit of excitement, and then more disappointment. Going through the game aisles, I think I saw 2 Skylanders games total. I think there was a 360 game and maybe a 3DS game, both way more than I even charge in my shop, so I can't buy those. Then we found the figures. I'm like, ooh, big table of figures. Maybe we can find some. No, it was, I mean, 99% starter pack figures and magic items. If I dug through them, I could find like 2 or 3 other figures. Like there is a Series 2 Zook and a SSA Chop Chop and a few things like that, but it just wasn't worth it. I'd rather leave those there for someone else local who's looking for them. We will move on to another store. My next stop, I know I haven't been to before because it's a new chain that I've never heard of before. I'm assuming they've been around for a while, but it's a chain called Game Pawn. At least I think it's chain. Well, yeah, I saw multiple locations on the map. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. I'm gonna go check out this location. It's probably the only location I'll get to today. I don't know what to expect other than video games. So let's find out together. that was a fun experience. Overall, a nice store. Tons and tons of games, way more than I expected for sure. But for the amount of Skylanders games that they had, I was shocked at how few figures they had. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I did pick up a few games. Swap Force for the Wii U. We grabbed 3 of the 5 copies of Imaginators for Xbox One. I mean, I wasn't going to take them all, but like I'll take some of them. And then 2 3DS games, Giants and Swap Force. Another good stack of games there for us. And that might be it for today until I make my pickup later tonight. But I think I've run out of locations in the area without driving too much out of my way. So we'll stop there for now. I made my one and only meetup of this trip and picked up this giant collection of Skylanders. It's a good one, for sure. They wrapped it up here. They thought they might have to ship it originally, so they had it all packed up and ready to go. But when I found out they were driving out to Michigan, I told them we could meet up. So this is just the beginning of it. I'll show you a little bit here. You can see the blackout, spotlight, scratch, and of course 2 of the big 3, Robo and Wildstorm there. But I won't be able to unpack the entire thing right here, but I'll be sure to include the images of the entire collection. That was the entire purpose of this road trip, and we got the collection that we came for.